Hi, Jim Claggett with Shaw TV here, and we are doing our first episode of Up Front. We're here at Red Deer College and joined by the president of Red Deer College, Joel Ward. Thank you for doing this, sir.
Hey, privilege, Jim. Good to see you again.
Absolutely. Now, the first question is always the easiest, or it could be the hardest. But this one, I think, is more of a curiosity that people might wonder, what's the purpose of a college? And who would know better than yourself?
Yeah, that's a very good question and an important question, because I think colleges have been such a part of the fabric of every community, including Red Deer and Central Alberta, that people take for granted what it is that we do. But I think there's a very important role we fulfill in society, and particularly in this region. And I like to say that because of Red Deer College, the economic, cultural, social, and intellectual growth of our region is strengthened and enhanced. That's who we are, that's what we do. And there's a lot of things beneath that, of course, to make all of that happen. But if you look at the genesis of a college, what it is that we're supposed to do, we're about economic development, we're about cultural development, we're about social development, and supporting small and medium enterprise, and preparing the next workforce in our region. So that's an important role that we play. Some people think of college and university as a rite of passage and for young people, but our average age is 28. So we're not getting kids right out of high school necessarily, although that's a big part of it. It's not all of it. So yeah, we think that we play an important role, certainly economically, culturally, and socially, and intellectually.
Now, you mentioned the phrase development, and the college itself is developing, and you want to see it develop into a polytechnic university. What's the definition of that?
Yeah, that's an important one, and people in this community and people in Central Alberta have been supporting this concept for a number of years. We believe that to continue to grow economically, culturally, and socially in our region, we need the ability to offer degrees. We don't have that, and quite frankly, what happens sometimes is many of our students in university transfer programs, after their second year, they transfer to U of A or U of C to complete their education. And as a result, they often don't come back. And when they don't come back, we are impoverished by that as a region. Whether you're in Red Deer or Stettler or Hanna or Rocky, it's really important to have folks come back to the community when they've completed their education. And our statistics tell us that 90% of the kids that transfer don't come back. So we floated the model of a polytechnic university to government, and we said, look, we will continue to do everything that we currently do. Trades, apprenticeship, technology programs, the 1-year and 2-year certificate and diploma programs, and continue even with university transfer. But by changing our status and giving us the ability to offer our own degrees, we believe that we can increase the participation rates, and participation rates just a word we use for transfer from high school to post-secondary. We can double that over a number of years. More folks that have post-secondary education, that simply means they'll earn more in their lives. They will contribute more in taxes and to the tax base, and create strong and vibrant communities in which to work and raise a family. We think it's our time. We grew from a vocational college to a community college to a comprehensive community institution, and we think the next stage in that evolution is a polytechnic university.
Now, I heard you mention programming. Will that enhance the programming, or will it remain stable?
Well, we have over 100 programs of study right now. We believe that there are new programs we could offer, not only in degrees, but in our 1- and 2-year programs as well. So by giving us the ability to grant our own degrees, it's a new product mix, if you were. More opportunities for learners in Central Alberta to complete their education closer to home. And when you complete your education closer to home, you're more likely to stay in your community, start a business, raise a family, and become a very vibrant community. In Alberta, we have to stop thinking about Alberta as best being Edmonton and Calgary. We have strong regional hubs, Red Deer being the 3rd largest city in Alberta. But what about Grand Prairie, or Medicine Hat, or Lethbridge, or Fort McMurray? We have great medium-sized communities that would benefit from the ability to broaden their programming, to increase participation rates, graduation rates, and thereby stimulate the economy and grow their communities. That's what you absolutely have to do, and we're ready for that next step.
Now, in addition to moving forward in that relationship, the class sizes and the impact on tuition costs. Would there be an impact in those two areas, do you think?
Well, one of the things that we pride ourselves in at Red Deer College is we have small classes. Faculty are amazing. They know every student's name pretty much in their class. And our students tell us when they come here that it's a friendly environment, that folks know who they are, that they feel safe, that they feel that, some coming from a smaller community, Red Deer's big enough. So we believe that class sizes won't be impacted. Tuition, of course, is regulated by government. We have no say. Sometimes we do, but mostly we don't. The last few years we certainly haven't. But tuition is a big part of the costs of operating our institution. When it's frozen, maybe it benefits students, maybe not. But the reality is, and the research tells us, that increasing in tuition and student participation in the real cost of their education doesn't stop them from coming. And if they don't have money, we gave out over $1 million in scholarships last year. So that simply means that we say, look, if you're qualified, we'll take you. Come to Red Deer College. If you're not qualified, we have ways to get you qualified. Then we take you. And if you don't have the money, we'll find the money so that you can come to Red Deer College. So we're all about access. We're all about affordability. And I think that's another unique part of our model. Universities often look at, if they have an enrollment issue, if they have too many applicants, they raise the entrance. Too few, they lower it. We measure success by who we let in, not by who we keep out, and I think that's another aspect of who we are and what we would keep in this new Polytechnic University model.
And is there a chance for people in the community to weigh in on this subject, and how would they go about doing that?
Thank you, and we have letters of support. Mayor and Council have passed it as a motion in the city of Red Deer. We have the support from Reeves and mayors all throughout Central Alberta, the 7 school divisions, Aboriginal communities, our students, parents. Chamber of Commerce passed a motion to make it part of their mandate and part of their advocacy agenda. So we have universal support for this. So we're just waiting for government to take a look at it. And to their credit, they are reviewing it. They're reviewing our mandate, and we're expecting a decision from them, certainly during their mandate before the next election.
All right, an exciting move for Red Deer College, but you've also got something else that's very exciting on the front burner, and we can see it as people drive across the QE2 every day, 40,000 cars. We'll see that big building up there, and the involvement of that building with the event that's coming up, the 2019 Canada Winter Games. What was the enticement, I guess, for RDC to get on board with that?
Well, we were looking for this new facility for 25 years. We haven't been able to get that project off the ground for lots of reasons. When the Canada Winter Games became a possibility for Red Deer, we jumped right in because we saw it as an opportunity both to support the Canada Winter Games and create this last great facility we need for this college. So the Gary W. Harris Canada Winter Games Centre, a new asset for Red Deer College, really ups our game when it comes to health and wellness programming, fitness and wellness, and of course athletics. If you've been in our gym, most high schools are in better shape than we are. So we've gone from the doghouse to the penthouse, I think, when it comes to those kinds of facilities. And the Canada Winter Games gave us that opportunity. So lots of people came forward to support it. The provincial government gave us $20 million. Gary W. Harris, $5 million. The Donalds made an extraordinary contribution of $3 million as well. And we've raised close to $20 million of our own money to create this $88 million facility. The other, Jim, the other interesting thing is when I talk to people in Edmonton and Calgary and ask them about Red Deer, I said, what do you know about Red Deer? Isn't that Gasoline Alley? Isn't that where you stop to get food and some gas? Well, right, guess what? Right now, everybody that's driving through is saying, wow, what is that? And it will be the new defining feature of this community, this asset that's incredibly beautifully designed. It's iconic. People will see it up and down the highway, and they'll say, wow, this is Red Deer, not Gasoline Alley.
The involvement, I mean, other than the buildings, I guess, what role is RDC going to play when the Canada Winter Games do arrive?
So we, as a campus, will be hosting all the athletes. Will be living on campus, coaches, media. This is the hub of the Canada Winter Games. This is the centerpiece. And our new facility will be hosting 5 of the events. So we see this as a great opportunity to showcase Red Deer College, not only in Alberta, but all across Canada. as we host what we believe will be the best Canada Winter Games so far in our country's history. We're going to set the bar very, very high, and this college is a critical piece of the likelihood of the great success we're going to have.
Now, switching gears a little bit, we talked about, and you mentioned it off the top, about where Red Deer College sits within the community. You've got students from all over the world that show up here, but I would think, and maybe I'm wrong, the biggest footprint might be right here in central Alberta. Is that correct, and why is that important to the college?
Well, about 65% of our students come from our region, but 35% don't, and come from beyond our borders. The amount of international students continues to grow. And when I came 9 years ago, my first convocation, I remember thinking, not a very diverse community. 9 years later, watch the students cross the stage at convocation and you see a completely different student body. We have amazing students from many cultures who add tremendously to our campus. And even though we serve mostly folks in central Alberta, I think we're becoming more and more of a destination college for students from other places.
Absolutely. And you're reaching out to not so much different communities, but different cultures. One, for example, would be the Aboriginal culture within central Alberta. You just did something the other day that really tapped into that resource. And tell me a little bit about that program.
You know, having an Indigenous strategy is really important for Red Deer College, and it includes a number of things, from ensuring that we recognize the Treaty 6 and 7 lands that we work on, that we try to include an Indigenous perspective in our curriculum, and that we partner with our Aboriginal communities and our Indigenous communities in different ways. So yesterday, for example, we had an event that showcased a virtual reality welding program in partnership with Montana First Nation, with Worley Parsons Court, the federal government, and the college. And it is an extraordinary success. So we believe that to be an inclusive, welcoming college, every single person from every culture has to feel safe and welcomed. And that's in our DNA here at RDC, and we're going to continue to ensure that every culture is respected and welcomed at this college. But yeah, our Indigenous strategy is important to us. How do we engage with many of the First Nations in our region so that more and more access is available to their folks as well.
And this isn't the first time that you've reached out to those communities. This has been going for a while.
Absolutely, but I think we're getting our stride. You know, it's all about respect and honoring our First Nations. We take the view of partnership. We do not believe that we have the answers for them, but we believe in collaboration with them. We'll come up with good solutions that benefit everyone. So it takes time to build trust and to establish a powerful relationship and a positive relationship, and we've done that. And we continue to do that, whether it's Sunshine or whether it's Sunchild or whether it's Montana. We are very much interested in partnering with those communities, because in fact the chief of Montana Band is like a mayor or a reeve, and we are learning that inclusive piece involves having them as our dignitaries as well as mayors and reeves and MLAs. They too have to be shown the respect of elected office, and we see that and we're learning that.
Okay, quickly as we wrap up here, 2017 basically halfway through. The school year starts again obviously in September. What can students and staff here at Red Deer College look forward to in 2017-2018 year?
Well, 2017-18 we open our new facility, so that's going to be huge. We'll be hosting national championships in volleyball and basketball in our new facility. We'll be offering new program opportunities for students as well. We're increasing our services to students, particularly in the area of mental health services, and we continue to ensure that every single student has every opportunity for success here at Red Deer College.
Perfect. Well, on that note, we'll call it an end to this very first episode of Upfront right here on Shaw TV. My thanks to Joel Ward, President Red Deer College. Thank you, sir.